Steve Jewin, MMA Mania.
All right, Derek, you're on the phone with Steve from MMA Mania.
All right, Derek, it's good to talk to you. How are you doing today?
Oh, it's going well. It's not too bad over here in Texas.
I'm very excited to be talking to you today because you got a big rematch coming up here in just a very short amount of time at Bellator in Torino, Italy. But before we get to that, I want to go ahead and say if they gave out a Bellator Performance of the Night award, I think you should have gotten it for Bellator 149.
Thank you. That means a lot to me.
Yeah, well, it was the most impressive finish because Dada kind of just fell down and Shamrock got kicked in the nuts, but you went out there and finished Melvin Guillard decisively.
Yeah, I mean, I knew that Melvin was an exciting fighter. You know, I've been watching that guy since I was 19 when I first started fighting, and I just I knew I had to go out there and put it all on the line, and I knew it was going to be that kind of fight. And whether I wanted it or not, you know, I mean, it was going to be that kind of fight. So I went in there and let my hands go, and I wasn't going to let Melvin beat me, that's for sure.
But I was sort of curious that in that first round, you appeared to have him rocked and then took him down, and with ease, I might add. But I thought if you kept it standing, you might have finished him in the first round instead of the second.
I felt like I could have finished him in the first round, but you know, my coach had me going for a different game plan, and you know, going into the second when I rocked Melvin, he told me to take him down, but I said no to that because I followed my instinct, and because I knew I could knock him out. You know, he had felt my power in the first round, so the second round I just decided to put it on him and trust my hand more than my wrestling.
And it worked out for you in spectacular fashion. So again, congratulations on that knockout. And given that was a show that was seen by over 2 million people, it kind of set you up to call your shot. Was it getting a rematch with Patricky Freire? Was that what you wanted coming out of this?
Yeah, I had mentioned it, and you know, it came about. You know, they asked me if I wanted it, and I said yeah. I didn't want to say no. You know, because I thought that Patricky was already fighting somebody else, but they offered it to me, and I told myself after the Melvin fight if there was any way that they would offer me Patricky, I was going to say yes, and they sure did.
Now, it's a relatively quick turnaround for both of you because your fight was in February. His last fight was just a few months ago as well. So any worries about taking another fight on short notice or none since you finished Guillard and didn't look like you really got injured in the process?
Yeah, no worries. It didn't take me but a week to really for all my little bumps and bruises to heal up, and then I was feeling good, you know. So yeah, no worry with the turnaround. I like a quick turnaround. You know, I don't like to stay on the shelf for too long. I like to keep it going because when I was an amateur, I tried to fight as often as I could. You know, if I had it my way and I was healthy, I'd fight every 2 or 3 months. So.
Well, that's good. That was the next thing I was going to ask you was saying you get this win over Freire. You know, obviously it's a revenge match, but then how many more matches would you want to have this year, and would a title shot be in that mix?
Honestly, I'll fight as many times as I can, being healthy, to get to a title shot or to that number 1 contender spot, you know. So it really depends on what Bellator puts together, you know, how everything plays out from here. And I really just I see myself getting this victory over Pitbull and going from there and just fighting the next top guy and climbing my way to the top, to a title fight. So yeah.
Well, you mentioned number 1 contender being something you'd also like to be recognized as, and you've been in that position before. The last time you fought Freire, it was the lightweight tournament semifinal, and I guess in the old days of Bellator, that would be what you would call number 1 contender status, would be winning a tournament.
Yes, absolutely. And you know, Bellator, since they've gone in a different direction, you know, it's hard to tell. You know, everybody can throw out their opinion who's number 1, who's number 2, and number 3, and so on. But I mean, really, to get to that number 1 contender spot, I have to beat the guys that Bellator throws at me who are considered the top. So I mean, first Melvin, God willing, now Patricky will be next, And then after that, God willing, I would love to see, who wins out of Chandler and Josh Thompson.
Absolutely. Yeah, that's going to be an amazing fight. I'm sure your rematch is going to be spectacular as well, but I'll let you in on something. I had the good fortune to be at your fight with Prairie in Council Bluffs, and I want to know what you think will be different from this fight to the last fight. What adjustments have you made since then?
I've tried to make my boxing tighter, and I'm trying not to be too overly aggressive. And then my ground game, my wrestling, I'm trying to use my power in my wrestling, so to really feed into any jiu-jitsu that I might want to use. So really just trying to sharpen up every tool in my game, whether it's the boxing, kickboxing, and the wrestling, jiu-jitsu. I'm trying to make each one of those better than what Patricki's going to bring, and I believe that's going to help me win the fight.
Well, you mentioned being overly aggressive, and that's one of the things that the Pitbull brothers seem to relish and make people pay for is when somebody gets overly aggressive with them, they're great with counter shots, and they never seem to be finished until the referee waves it off at the last second. Those guys bounce back from taking tremendous shots.
Yeah, they certainly do. I mean, Patricio and Patricki, man, they've got chins on them, they've got hard heads on them. And they do know how to take shots, but at the same time, when they're getting beat on, they know how to go for that counter, and they're good at it. So that's something I'm going to have to watch out for with Patricki is beating him at the chess game here. He wants to counter, well, I'm going to counter his counter.
Do you have any guys in training camp who can emulate the Pitbull brothers style? Is there anybody that comes close to being able to do what they do?
Oh, absolutely. I train with some of the best guys, and I've definitely got guys in my camp that help out with that. So that's not a problem. Emulating the Pitbull brothers.
Talk more about the camp. Tell me who are the guys that you think really represent your team the best.
I would say I trained with a few guys. I trained a couple different gyms here in Lubbock, Texas, and my buddy Joe Safedo, Eric Davila, my other training partner Javier Minares, like they're all just local guys, and they really help me out a lot. Javier's got really great stand up, and Eric Davila's got a hard head like the Pitbull brothers, and just menacing stand up that's just pushing forward all the time. And I have a good look. I have a good look with guys, and I've been working with a boxing coach out here. His name is Ruben Gomez, and he's got my boxing. I feel like my boxing is 100 times better. So the speed, the power, it's all there. So I'm ready.
That Gallard fight definitely shows that. The way that you finished him shows an improvement in the hands. But I also wanted to know, since Gallard was a little bit longer in the tooth, he's been around for a very long time, had taken a lot of damage, didn't have the greatest win-loss record coming in, but was still regarded as dangerous. Do you see Frary in this rematch as being more dangerous than Gallard was?
Yes, I see this fight's definitely a more dangerous fight. Anytime you fight a guy, I think they're more dangerous, and I've learned that the hard way before in life. And this fight. I'm not taking it lightly. It's going to be harder the second go around, but it's going to be worth it.
Now, you mentioned Michael Chandler a little earlier, and I know you had a fight with him in St. Louis last year again. Had the good fortune to be at that fight. I seem to be at a lot of your fights, and it didn't go your way on that night, but you put together a few wins, and, you said Chandler and Thompson. Obviously, that's a big fight, a number one contender fight, but things keep rolling your way. Do you want that rematch with Chandler as well?
Absolutely. And like I said, whoever wins out of Thompson or Chandler, I'll be looking to face one of them. Cause God willing, I don't overlook anybody, but my will says that I plan on beating Patricki Pitbull, and then I want the next tough guy, and that's either going to be Thompson or Chandler.
I know you might be tempted to say the Gallard finish was your favorite fight in Bellator, but if it's not, what would be your other favorite fight so far to date?
My other favorite fight in Bellator? Let's see.
I know you've had so many, it's hard to pick one.
Yeah. Oh man, I did like the fight. I did like fighting Martin Stapleton. That was a fun fight. I like fighting that guy. It was fun because I got to try and work more of my wrestling, and you know, it's something that I really don't think I ever really try to use. I try to always just stand and bang, but yeah, I liked that Martin Stapleton fight because it helped me work my wrestling in that fight.
Yeah, that was a very competitive fight too. Went the distance, and around that time, if I recall, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, I think you both missed weight for that fight, but obviously that hasn't been a problem for you since then. So what's the weight cutting like for you these days?
Cutting weight nowadays is different because you know, I know what I need to fuel my body throughout training to keep it sustained and healthy. And when it comes time to start cutting weight and shedding the pounds, I know what I need to eat and stay away from. And I mean, really, it's just been a lot of trial and error and seeing what foods are going to give me the most energy, but at the same time, you know, not make me fat.
So is it like a lot of protein, not many carbs or sugars then?
Yeah, I mean, it's like right now, it's more complex carbs and high protein, high fat, you know. And then once I get close to the fight week, I'll start to cut down the carbohydrates, really cut out the carbs, and focus on a high fat, high protein diet. And I'll stay away from sugars. I'll stay away from starches, any kind of oils, you know, all that stuff that is going to make me kind of retain anything bad, you know, any water weight.
I know a lot of fighters say it's hard to maintain that discipline when you're traveling, and you're going all the way to Torino, Italy for this fight, so any worries about that affecting your weight?
Oh no, the only thing I'm worried about is kind of maybe having some jet lag. That's it. That's honestly it. So, other than that, I mean, I'll know what to eat. You know, I'll know what to take with me to eat, and once I get to Italy, you know, it's just really just catching up on that rest I might have lost from being on the plane. That's it.
If you get in enough days ahead of time, you'd be able to adjust to that jet lag and be ready to go.
We should be, I think we're flying out Monday. So, I mean, we'll be there a whole week.
Excellent. So, should be good to go for the weigh-ins and the fight itself. And after the win, presuming you get the win, are you going to let yourself get off that diet and enjoy a plate of pasta there in Italy?
No. I'm going to stay prepared just in case somebody gets hurt in the Thompson or Chandler fight.
All right.
If they need somebody to step in.
Yeah, that's a good plan because people get hurt all the time. Plans change. We just lost a main event a month ago for Bellator in Mulvane, Kansas. So you never know when you could get that call.
That's right. You never know. So I mean, it's always important to stay ready.
All right. Well, you sound ready, focused, and more than willing to go out there and get that revenge against Patricky Ferry for the last fight and continue your winning ways. So before I let you go, I want to give you the chance to plug anything you want, sponsors or social media. And if you got a message for Ferry, I'll be talking to him tomorrow, so feel free to share it.
Really, I just want to say thank you to, you know, all my friends and family out in Lubbock, Texas, and for showing their support, you know, and believing in me. That belief really drives me. And, to Patricky Fry, I know all I have to say is I know you're training hard, and come April 16th, I look forward to squaring off in the middle of that ring with you.
And we look forward to it too. April 16th at the Pala Alpitor in Torino, Italy. It's going to be a fantastic fight. Derek, thank you so much for the time today.
Thank you. Thank you.